Hi everyone, welcome to Wild Moments brought to you by explore.org, and hello to Taylor. And we are very, very sorry we were experiencing a couple of technical difficulties, but we are here now. And I know you think, oh, well, we've only got 5 minutes left. No, we'll go for an extra 10 minutes so we can get all the awesomeness. Were you waving your finger at me, Taylor?
I was trying to play on the fact that we won't be ending right now. No. We've got an extra 10 minutes.
I felt like I really did something very wrong. Now, Taylor and I would love to be able to continue with our podcast as usual for the first 5 minutes of Wild Moments, but this time we're going to have to get straight into it. But before we do, remember that we're live and interactive, so you can send through questions and comments. I love to hear from all of you. And if this is the first time that you're joining us for Wild Moments, you should have picked a day when we were starting on time, but it's okay. But it's an opportunity to go through various clips with us, and then we can discuss animal behavior, and then you can also, of course, send through the questions. Let's get right into it because there are some really, really cool clips. Also, on a side note, it's really nice to see all of you again live. It's been a while, but let's get into the first clip. Here's two civets having a interesting interaction on the Nomad Cam in Baluli. I've never seen anything like this, Taylor.
No, and I don't think I've even read much about this either. That's how my dog and I play.
Which one would you be?
The one getting beaten up.
Obvious.
Oh wow, this is quite serious.
Yeah, and there's quite an obvious size difference between the two.
Yeah. Look at those sounds. That's all.
Yeah. And earlier there was a little bit of a bark as well. It sounded very dog-like.
This is so interesting. It really doesn't look like any kind of, I suppose, courtship. Hey, this is I can't even say I've ever seen a civet being aggressive. But look at the way that it's like. I suppose it's almost raised its hackles, right, with that philo erectum. But my goodness. That is so fascinating.
So it's the larger one that's walking off now. Walking off very erect. I would say that one walked off the winner.
Yeah. Do you think it could be something along the lines of maybe like a younger male in posing in an area of a more dominant territorial male? I couldn't even really see gender.
I mean, that's the thing, is that when we see civets, it's a fleeting sighting of it.
Glimpse.
So we get to see it, but we don't actually get to see civet behavior in action very often at all. Like it's the longest sighting I've ever had with the civet was me sitting on my stoop outside the room in Juma and a civet walking past for all of 3 seconds. I've never seen
And
it
that's
actually interacting. And I think that what you're saying is a safe guess. I would say the same, that maybe it's just a sub-adult male just happened to walk into the wrong territory, or happened to get caught rather.
Yeah. I also have honestly not had that much experience. I've seen civets many times, but whenever I have seen them for prolonged periods, it's literally been them walking around like foraging
Yeah.
or them scent marking up against a tree or a rock. And that is the extent of civets that I've ever seen. But I do have a friend that is a wildlife vet, and she has rehabilitated and released a couple of civets before. So I might ask her opinion on it as well, just because she didn't specialize in civets, but she's just happened to come across and interacted with quite a few. So maybe she'll have some idea.
Oh, I think that would be amazing if you could do that for us, Taylor. Thank you. A couple of hellos before we get into our next clip. Oh, Suki V, you say hello from a 0-degree freezing part of the UK. I'm sorry. It's 31 degrees and no wind here in the Western Cape in Cape Town today. It's beautiful. But I hope
Oh,
that you're
shit.
doing well, Suki V. Bridget McKinney, you say hi, Trishala and Taylor. Hi, Bridget. Ozzy Jantu, you say good afternoon to both. And you've got coffee, obviously. Coffee time. Karasandi, you say you're very curious. Oh, do you have coffee as well, Taylor?
No, it's water. I just thought I'd show what I'm drinking as well. Sorry, it's so awkward.
Karasandi, you say you're very curious about the penguin that has been hanging out with the hyraxes at Stony Point. I don't know the exact penguin you're talking about, but I can tell you it's something that I've seen quite often at the Stony Point. I spent a lot of time there once upon a time, and I saw penguins hanging out with hyraxes, and I saw hyraxes hanging out with penguins. They usually tend to be younger individuals, so I've seen like young hyraxes go onto the beach, like where the waves are, Taylor.
No,
Yeah,
you're
and
joking.
interact with penguins. That's the funniest thing. Like just and all the penguins just staring down at it, like at the water's edge, right at the water, and vice versa as well. So it's not unusual. Well, I guess it is unusual because there's no point to them hanging out in such a way. But when animals live in a similar area and they share space, it's just a matter of time until they realize one is not a threat to the other, and so they can hang out.
Yeah.
In a way. But
Can you
very
imagine?
cool.
What do you eat? Fish.
Yeah.
And you? That vegetation over there. You've got to go out and actually hunt and actually catch your food. Yeah. What do? You just walk over there.
Yeah.
You know. Just
Yeah,
imagine when
trading
it
life
comes.
stories.
Sorry.
Zygote, you say namaste to Taylor, and I namaste to you too, Zygote. Kaoru, you say, Dan, you wish you'd seen this when it was on the cam. It's funny, and the sounds that they made. Yeah, I mean, I've never heard a civet make a sound before. And there was like quite a few growls, but also this very loud barking sound in the middle of the clip, which I thought was very cool.
Did you ever have a Furby fish growing up?
No, I didn't. I did have some Furby sneakers though that had lights on them and
I
Velcro
don't know why,
straps.
but when I heard the sounds of those civets, for some reason I thought if Furbies made noises, if you guys don't know what a Furby is, you're gonna have to look for it. It's like this, I don't know, like guinea pig looking thing with these really big
I
eyes.
thought it was
I don't know
like an
why I
owl
thought,
mixed with a guinea pig.
yeah, I don't know. It's just like, I don't know why I thought of Furbies. I haven't thought about them since I was about 12 years old. But anyways, I imagined them to make those sounds.
And that's why
I'm
Taylor gets paid the big bucks, everybody.
finished talking for the day. Just in case anyone was wondering what's going on inside my head. There we go. I said it. Sorry.
Oh, that was the most spectacular glimpse into your brain. I love it.
Thank you.
Love it. Okay. One last. Tris Vissop, you've just hopped on now. You say, sorry, due to the time change, you're awfully late, but you're glad to that you can see at least the rest of the show. Well, we are running late as well, Tris Vissop, so we still have another like almost 10 minutes together. So all good. Let's move on to the next clip, though. Here we have, ooh, this is quite a long one. It's at Rosie's Pan, but it's super interesting. Hippo and elephant interaction. Let's have a look. So the hippo is in the middle looking like a rock, if you're unsure.
I love it when hippos do that. I'm under the water now, or at least if my head is under the water, no one can see me. Oh, that's not nice.
That was
Look at the
almost looks like
side.
an elephant, but the elephant looks like it's sat in the exact spot that the hippo
Yeah,
was in.
100%, like spiteful, as if to say,
Yeah,
I'm king of the castle kind of thing. I got you to move. Oh, here we go.
yeah.
Come back for a vengeance. I do love how stubborn
Staring
hippo.
at you.
I'm just going to scoot in over here, just next to you, if you don't mind.
But I'm also going to give you like really bad death stares at the same time.
Yeah, 100%. If I was this hippo, I would defecate and swish my tail around in the direction of that elephant just to be spiteful.
Again, hiding. Like maybe they won't
Yeah.
notice me. Oh no!
Just
Oh, this elephant's
Mandy.
really
Jump on his back.
yeah.
It's like kind of a little bit playful in the sense. I mean, I know the elephant's not happy, but like, you see, like not immediately going for it with its tusks, like actually just
Yeah.
roping its back as if to say, "Hey, you look quite a small elephant. What are you doing here by yourself?
Your skin's so
Where's your face?"
smooth.
Exactly. Must be that Nivea. What do hippos call it? Hipposudoric acid or something like that? I don't know.
Hipposudoric acid and no
That way.
hipposudoric acid. Hmm.
I can't say it.
Yeah, it's like hyaluronic acid for hippos.
Yeah. Oh no.
But I think you're quite right, Taylor, in that there is a little bit of aggression, but we've seen elephants behave in a similar way to other elephants as well, and we know that they're
Yeah.
playing. So there's a testosterone charge to the activity, but in fact, if this elephant really wanted to hurt this hippo would be done for already.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the size
Yeah.
comparison is unbelievable. And yeah, he's the elephant's quite gentle in a way.
Mm.
Like, if I was going to charge by an elephant, I hope an elephant would do that to me. Just
Touch your
push me
skin and
around with,
make sure.
yeah.
Yeah. And at the same time, this is quite interesting. At the same time, the hippo is not displaying very much
Mm-mm.
at all.
No, it hasn't opened its mouth once or anything
No.
along those lines. I suppose,
Mm.
interspecies, playing with one another is, I think, something that we probably don't know very much about because we don't get to see it so often. But maybe now with all these amazing cameras, and set in places where there's just no interference, they don't know people are there, that we're going to be seeing a lot more of this type of thing. I mean, the hippo,
It's
if it
also
was really that frustrated, it would have left. It would have just run out of
yeah,
the pond and gone and stood in a bush somewhere. This is
exactly.
fascinating.
It's such a difficult thing to measure. How on earth do we figure out if it's playful in the sense that they have some kind of bond, or if it just happens to be spur of the moment, or maybe that elephant's just not feeling too aggressive right now. But I don't know. Towards the end there, after we were discussing, I had a feeling like actually maybe they are tolerating each other here in a way that we don't understand, in a more
Yeah.
playful kind of way.
There's a biologist that has written a book about animal play a very, very long time ago, and he's rewriting it now with new evidence and that type of thing. His name's Dr. Robert Fagan, and it's really, really interesting. I don't know if you know, but he was kind of laughed at by the science community for a long time, and now obviously we're seeing so much more of it. There's more videos that are kind of, proving it. But that was a very, very interesting interaction. I've never seen hippos and elephants interact to that degree.
No, I mean, yeah, usually there's an end to the interaction. One runs away and it happens pretty quickly because neither wants to get hurt. But this was just like play.
Yeah.
Karu, you say, ha 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 ha, funny. The look on the hippo's face. Sorry, that was a really bad impression of your ha ha ha's, but I felt compelled to say it. Yeah, it was pretty funny. And just so interesting. I kind of love that clip. Trisvisop, you say the Ellie wanted to invite the hippo to do some synchronized swimming, but the hippo didn't catch that, sadly. It appears they were speaking past each other.
Sure. Very, very interesting, though.
Last clip.
Sorry.
Say again?
I said I think that's one of my favorite clips on Wild Moments.
Yeah, that was a goodie. Also got us thinking as we were observing, which I loved. Anyway, Tagazile Pride has got some new cubbies. Let's go and have a look.
Oh, so small.
Oh, you can barely touch the water, you little thing.
Oh, shame, they're very sweet. Oh, this is just adorable.
It's always exciting to see cubs.
I love how they're lapping the water, but it's kind of like they're not quite sure what they're supposed to be doing just yet. Not that they need to worry about drinking.
I also don't think they're actually touching the water very much either. Oh, they
Just getting
intertwine their tails.
Oh, shame. Oh, they're very sweet. Tiny little lions. Mum's looking a bit on the lean side.
Yes. Oh. Well, at least there's only two for her to take care of.
Yeah, thankfully. It always gets tricky when you're on your own, well, for a period of time at least.
Yeah.
Oh my
Oh.
god. Whee! Shame they're so little that they like still got that kind of awkwardness to them as they walk and run. Like they look like I'm going real fast, but actually not going
Yeah.
anywhere.
And their belly is still like only a few centimeters off the floor.
Yeah, exactly. Tiny
So
little
sweet.
tots.
Well, I think that was an excellent, very uplifting clip to end our time together with. I mean, when we see new life and especially new mammal life, it pulls at our heartstrings because it's cute and we find it cute. And lion cubs are just, they're adorable. There's not much else we can say. Except to say thank you so much for joining us. It was, though short, even with the extension, still felt a bit short. But thank you for your questions and your comments. Thank you, Taylor, for allowing us this,
Insight into my brain.
Your brain. Yep. Yep. It's
Listen,
always
I like to share. Some say I over disagree.
I disagree too. I disagree. But thank you, everybody. Until next time, goodbye. See you then.
Bye.